I'm Georgie.
And I'm ChellBee. Welcome back to Georgie and ChellBee TV. And today we're going to be discussing the importance of having a passion life. I know, it's a little cheesy, but really the main focus or topic today is just the importance of creating a life outside of work. It's great if you're passionate about what you do at work. That's awesome. If you are, you know, everybody doesn't have the pleasure of working a job that they're passionate about. If you are passionate about your job, then that's awesome. But I think this applies to you. I think this applies to everybody. Like, everybody should have a passion life that doesn't revolve around what they do to make money for a living. I mean, I think that's fair enough, right?
Yeah.
So, for me, or for us, having a passion life has really helped me find direction, honestly, like overall direction in life. And it honestly helped me to realize that what I'm doing now, like in my present situation of working 9 to 5, it wasn't what I wanted for myself long term. So having a passion life just really means that you create something for yourself outside of work that's just as important and that fulfills you.
Right. Like, I think when I think of passion life, I think of something that you love that you'll have like for unlimitless happiness. Is that correct? That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that comes from outside of work. Okay. For me, for us especially, because when you're at work, sometimes like with the daily tasks that you have to do and everything else consumed into the work life, you kind of forget that passion part about it. Even if you are doing something you're passionate about, you still got other things that are just like, okay, this is not going towards my passion. And so it's about channeling that. Like, what are you passionate about? What do you love? And make something out of that. Like, don't just sit there and be like, oh, 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5, and then you're miserable.
Right. You have to do something that you enjoy doing outside of work too. So if that is cooking, if it is going fishing, if it is, you know, running, playing basketball, whatever it is, you have to have something that you enjoy doing that kind of motivates you. Because honestly, sometimes when you're going through your workday and or maybe you're having like a personal struggle, having that thing that you just enjoy doing, that will be what will help you get through whatever issue is going on.
Exactly. Like, I know I like to shop, so retail therapy sessions are had every 3 months. Period. It's like a stress reliever because I love to shop. I like clothes and things to see in my house. And that's a passion of mine. But also, I really like to dance. And so, I know that when I leave work, like Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever the case may be, I know that I'm going to dance practice. And that's going to relieve everything that I just went through at work, that I did not want to go through at work. And so, I think finding how to channel that and when to channel it is very important, because if you never channel it, it's almost like you'll never live your life for yourself.
Right. Because life is about more than working. Like, we work to live. We don't live to work.
To work. Oh, that is perfect.
It doesn't matter what you do for a living at the end of the day. That should not be all defining of who you are.
Who you are. Exactly.
You know, even if you're a doctor or a surgeon or whatever, it doesn't matter. If you're a musician, like, musicians have hobbies outside of doing music. They might live music when they're doing it, but they have things that they enjoy doing outside of that.
Exactly. It's like having a balanced life. Like, I'm pretty sure Beyonce isn't singing all the time. Like, I'm pretty sure it's something else that she's doing. Like, even though like she's passionate about singing and things like that, it's still something else to give her a life balance, because you don't want to just be stuck in one place your entire life, because then you're going to get tired of it. You got to have something to offset that every now and then.
Balance. It's all about balance.
Yeah.
But see, that's why it's important to have balance, because when you don't have balance and you're just like work, but I love work, blah, 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 you get burnt out. You get burnt out and you might not know why. You know what I'm saying? And that moment where you're burnt out and you're just like, oh my God, I don't know what the problem is. That's when you're ready to quit, and you can't even think outside of work, because that's all you've had.
That's all you've had. Like, you don't get to enjoy your family. You don't get to enjoy your free time. You don't get to do anything that you want to do because your main purpose is work, 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 work. And just like you said, you will get tired and burnt out, and then that part of your life starts to slack as well. Completely. And then you're going to be slacked all over your life. I don't even know if that's like a phrase, but you will be lost. I promise you. You need to find your way back. Just because I know for me, I've been in that situation before where work life was just like, it was just so heavy. And then I would go home and like, what am I going to do at home to kind of separate and bring myself out of it? And I just found myself literally going to work, sleeping, waking up, going back to work, sleeping, waking up, going back to work.
And that becomes all you have. And it becomes a cycle. And if you are prone to, you know, drinking casually or smoking cigarettes, that's when those kind of things become very heavy in your life. I know at my last job, I was at home hitting the vodka during the weekends. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even really a drinker like that. But I mean, it's one thing to do it like casually at a party or, you know, for dinner when you're going out or whatever. But when you're drinking, when you get home, you have to start to question like, what is going on in my life?
What's going on before I get home? Because I should not immediately reach for the cup.
Girl, and I broke a bottle one day. I was so mad. Girl, I was angry. I was like, oh, no.
Start to question life. You come home and reach straight for the cup.
But
like, give me the strongest thing you got.
And that's because I just didn't have anything else. You know, I had work, and that was it, and that was my life. And it's not a good, like, it's not at all how we were created to live. That's just not, that was not what our purpose is.
Right. I mean, if you're struggling with finding your passion, it's just as simple as what do you love to do?
Or try
something new. Go volunteer. Go to a paint workshop. You know, go walk the mountain. Do something different. And even if you don't like it, you still tried something different, and you'll probably find an idea out of what you did, and go from there. But don't live your life just
working and going home
and going back to work, because then what are you living for? You're pretty much living just to make a paycheck, and that's.
Right, and what is your legacy going to be? If that's all you do is go to work, go home and watch TV, and then on the weekends maybe you go to church or maybe you hang out with your families occasionally, like what legacy are you going to leave on this world if that's all you do? That's what I started to think about. Like, what mark am I going to leave if I go tomorrow? What are people going to say about me?
Right.
And I kind of realized nobody was going to have anything to say because I hadn't done anything.
Nothing.
You know? So, yeah, I think about that in the big scheme of things. And it's not about being famous or, you know, being popular or anything like that. It's just more about, you know, leading a life that you can be proud of when you go.
Right. That's pretty much it. Yeah, like, if you had kids, like, what would you want them to say? Or what would you want them to see? And I know you don't want them to see you work and go home and go to sleep every day.
And I think my granddad did this extremely well, maybe too well sometimes, but he worked. You would have never known he worked because all you always seen or always heard him doing was always his, like, passion life. He was in a motorcycle club. He loved going fishing and going camping. So he had a mobile home, and he would, you know, go out of town and go fishing, and he would go on different events and go out of town with his motorcycle club. He lived a very full life. He had a job that had nothing to do with either one of those things, but he lived his passion life so much that you wouldn't have ever known what he did from 9 to 5, you know?
Right. It's almost like standing out and being different. Like, you know, everybody works. Everybody's doing something from 9 to 5. But what are you doing outside of that that's going to get people, like inspired to do what you're doing? Like, people ask me all the time, what do I do?
I know.
You would never know that I work because I'm either at a performance or out of town or, you know, working on something at networking events, recording, whatever the case may be. And it's almost like, do you even have time to work?
I know. My family, when I run into people now that I haven't seen in a long time and they follow me on social media, they're like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, are you working? Are you not working? Because I don't see anything that says anything about work. No. And that's because that's not my life.
And you won't see anything.
You won't.
I'm not going to post that. It's not important.
It's not.
Everybody does that.
I have this thing now where I say my real life starts when I leave.
Right.
you know.
True. Your life
because
does
that's
start
what
really
I put
work.
my energy into.
Exactly.
If I'm going to give somebody a job 40 hours, then I'm going to give my personal life 60.
Exactly.
Make it happen.
Yeah. It can definitely happen. You can give yourself just the same amount of time as you do at work. And I believe it was Brian Tracy. Hey, I love your books. I love you, Brian Tracy. You have led my life in so many different ways. He was saying that if you invest 2 hours into yourself, you will be 30% more successful. I believe. Don't quote me exactly, but I know he said something about 2 hours. Just giving yourself 2 hours every day, you will be more successful than if you did not. And it just takes 2 hours. And then, of course, you can graduate from there. But yeah, he said something along those lines.
That's kind of like what Hal was talking about from Miracle Morning, was the people who are the 5% that are living comfortably, you know, because they created wealth for themselves that didn't involve being at a job every day. They are developing themselves. Mm-hmm. You know, they put energy and time into developing themselves, whether that meant reading a book, whether that meant taking a class, but they invested in themselves. Yes. So you have to invest in you.
Yep.
And investing in you is about more than going to school. It's about more than getting a promotion. It's about like really digging deep and investing in the person that you are.
Right. I feel like people make it a big deal, especially out of high school. Because I know for me, I'm thinking like, how are you going to tell me at 18 I need to decide what I'm going to do for the rest of my life?
When I haven't done anything.
I haven't done anything. I'm just leaving high school. I had all these rules, and now you want me to go to college and pick something that I want to do for the rest of my life when our minds are like forever changing and growing. And so I tune that in as, okay, where can I do my own self-education and own self-investment to where I'm not focused on, all right, I got to go to school so I can get a job, and I got to get a job so I can have a career, and I got to need a career so I can take care of my family. It became a bigger picture for me, especially recently and over the past couple of years, where I just felt that I'm doing more with my life that I appreciate and love more than if I would have just stayed the whole like college route and did that. And it's different for everybody.
It is different for everybody.
But for me, I just...
Yeah. I mean, I took the very long route and went and got 2 degrees. Mm-hmm. You know, I have my master's, and then I got out, and I didn't even graduate before I got a job, but that's a whole nother story. But you know, I started working full time, and I invested that energy and time at work, and you know, I gave it everything that I had, and I moved on to another position, and I gave that all that I had, and I realized that that wasn't what I wanted to do with my life. After all the time of going to school, all the time that I gave to different careers, that I realized that was not what was fulfilling me, and that wasn't where I really needed to move as an individual, that I had more to bring to the table than what I could do at somebody's job.
Exactly. I just think that like sitting down, and it's so sad because I feel like everybody's kind of, it's like a system or a line, like when you leave here you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this. It's like a rat race, like everybody's like tick, 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 like, you know. And me, I was just looking at everybody racing like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Just because I knew even when I got to college, I knew it was wrong for me because I had so many other things that I wanted to do. I'm like, I'm about to go to Google University and just learn for myself. No, like seriously, because I'm not a system type of person, and to me, living that passion life was more important than to, you know, going to school to please my parents and please everybody, because they were like, oh yeah, you know, go to school, all this different stuff like that. It looks great, but if you're not feeling it, like,
don't do it.
Just don't do it. And that's the whole thing about living your passion life. Do what's best for you. Do what you love. Don't just go because everybody else is doing it and it seems cool and everything like that, because then you're going to be miserable and you're going to fall right back into the same spot you were in before. Just do what's best for you.
You might not be able to dig yourself out of the hole if you get too far.
No.
You know, with
some of y'all know about that student loan debt.
Girl,
that you're still in for that degree you ain't using.
I'm never gonna pay that off.
Some of y'all 50 still paying, and you ain't never used that degree.
Girl, I won't go in default, but I ain't paying it off. Child.
Hey, Sally man.
Right. Great legs. Mm-hmm. Anyways.
Woo! Y'all do get paid every month. So
Right. You will get paid every month, but
Right.
do not expect that full amount, honey. It is never going to happen.
Okay. I will continue to fill out them applications every year for the income. Y'all can't use this video against me. Anyway.
As long as I qualify.
Right. As long as I qualify and pay you on time, you don't have no reason to come after me. Like y'all did 50 Cent. Anyway, so but just to sum it up, just do what's best for you, do what you love, and you will always win that way. Whether you're starting a business, do a business that you love, something that you love to do, and you just cannot go wrong with that, because you're going to push to do whatever you love. You're going to push for something that you love. You're going to push for your passion. You're not going to push for something that's just there. You'd be surprised if you choose something that you love to do. Okay. You have more momentum that way. So live your passion life, and you will be extremely, extremely happy
And successful.
Yeah, we're two happy people.
Look at us.
We're working towards our passion life.
Yes.
Yes.
Even though we might not get any sleep, that's okay. Because we're going to get there.
Bags.
I know. That's why I'm highlighted for the guys. She's tired. So tired, but that's okay. It's alright.
Exactly.
It's worth it.
Got something to do with after this. So
I know,
we
me
tired. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for our video next Thursday.
Every Thursday. We're
Thursday.
Here. Catch us on Twitter.
Catch us on Twitter.
Because we have a lot to say.
Exactly. And our links are down below in the description box. And also our Instagram too.
Oh, yeah.
Stay connected. Stay connected. Alright, so hit that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button, which is right over here. And we will see you all soon. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.